I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job, yeah. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I'm born to preach the gospel. I sure do love my job, yeah. Yes, I really love my job. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Yes, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. Yeshua, 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 Yeshua. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. We're disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Let's keep firmly rooted. Firmly rooted.
I'm not sure. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday morning, gentlemen. Pastor Tom Donnelly, Firmly Rooted Ministries. And let's see, Bert Reggiani, good morning. Mike Sandbrink, good morning. Mike Stablinski, good morning. We're looking at Psalm 51. This is the psalm that David wrote after he got, cornered by God. He slept with Bathsheba, killed Uriah, her husband, and thought he had got away with it, right? And we talked about how he rationalized himself through his sins. And I think one of the key things for us to remember is in the Old Testament, recorded during this time, is that when all the kings would go out to war, David stayed home at his palace. See, Satan takes advantage of times when we do what we shouldn't do. Where Satan looks for us to become idle when we should be busy. Looks for us to, when we turn left, when we should have gone right. Satan looks for cracks. And the crack for David was that he was supposed to be out in battle. He was supposed to be doing his job. He is a king of Israel. He is a warrior. And he was supposed to be doing that. But he decided to reward himself, stay home, let everybody else do the dirty work. And then what does he do? The dirty work. It's how Satan plays. He goes through this amazing introspection, and Psalm 51 is David's pouring out his heart to God, seeking forgiveness, wanting the sticky tarriness of sin to be washed away. And the only way that's going to happen is if God does it. And we talked about how that takes place through the death and resurrection of Jesus. I mean, if we don't understand the gospel, that Jesus bore on the cross, not just our sin, but the punishment for that sin, the tarriness, the stickiness, the guilt of that sin. He bore hell in our place. And so then David starts to say things like, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. I need you. If I would have just listened to you at the beginning, if I would have just stayed focused with you and done what I was supposed to do at the beginning, but I strayed, I need your spirit to fill me. I need your spirit to guide me. I need your spirit to direct me. So create in me a clean heart. I want to stand steadfast. It reminds me of Ephesians chapter 6, right? That we want to stand firm. We want to stand firm. I mean, what guy wakes up and wants to be a wimp at the end of the day, right? Tucking our tail between our legs. We want to be warriors like David, not sitting back in the palace Googling people on the rooftops. And so all of a sudden, David realizes the grace and forgiveness that he has in Jesus, and he begins to just be overwhelmed. And in that overwhelmedness, the first thing he said, and we talked about this yesterday, was that, let me teach transgressors your way. See, there's other people that have fallen into the same pit that I've fallen in. There's other people who have gone down the wrong road, just like I have. And now let me be a source of rescue. Let me not just soak in this grace for myself, but let me share it. And today, as he begins to end this psalm, he turns upward. Lord, open my lips and my mouth will declare your praise. I want to declare your praise. I want to declare your glory. I want the world to know how good and how gracious you are. And then he says, you do not delight in sacrifice, or I would bring it. You do not take pleasure in burnt offerings. You go, wait a minute. Isn't that what the whole sacrificial system was about? Bringing animals into the temple and having them sacrificed? And the answer is yes, but understand, so many people just brought the dang animals with no heart. Oh, I'm just fulfilling my duty. Here's my animal. Sacrifice it. Thank you. I'm going to go back. It's like the person who would go to church and say, okay, I confess my sins, and now I'm going to go back and live whatever life I want to live for the next 6 days. He says, what the true sacrifice of God is, a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. The true sacrifice, gentlemen, is that we lay down our lives. We lay down our lives for Jesus. We stop living this life according to our will, but we live it according to his will. And what that takes is a daily broken and contrite heart. Luther in his morning and evening prayer has confession of sin in both of them, realizing that if we're not aware of our brokenness, then we'll never be aware of grace. So we need to every day come low to the God of the universe with a broken and contrite heart. And what will he do? He will not despise it, but he will set you free. He will lift you up out of the mud. He will wipe the tarry sin off of your body and make you clean. That's a pretty decent promise for a Friday morning. A great way to end, I think, this week's devotions with Psalm 51. I encourage you to read it, again, guys, and absorb the truths that he's going through. What does God want from me? Me. And me to be honest about me. There it is. He wants us to be honest about who we are. Like David, we lie and we justify and we rationalize so much of our lives. And the Lord is saying, no more, no more. A broken and contrite heart, oh God, you will never despise. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. I hope that this devotion was a blessing to you. Have a great day. Have a great Independence Day. May someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.